So I thought that we might make a little bowl today. So I've got a piece of clay here that I've prepared, made sure there's no air in there. So let's get this on. So we'll bring it down with a nice sort of splat. Push that down, make sure that that's well attached. And now you can start this running. You do this, with it being, at basically full speed, because if you try and do it slower, then, it just won't go in the middle, and we want this running nice and smoothly in the center. So let's set this off. There are lots of different ways of doing this. None of them are wrong, all of them are right, as long as you can put it in the middle. And it really very much depends on the shape of your hands, how tall you are. I'm exceptionally tall. I'm 6'8", so I have quite big hands. So that's running quite nice and smoothly. So we've got a nice flat top, nice flat sides. So let's start to slow it down a little bit. Because as it gets taller and wider, it wants to try and lean itself out, and we want to try and avoid that. So we're going to slow it down a little bit before we actually start to open the clay out. Again, there are lots of different ways of doing it, but what I tend to get my students when they first start, you slide your hands along the side, touch the heels of your hands together, and depending on whether you're left or right-handed, I'm right-handed, so I put left over right, but it's whatever feels comfortable for you. We're going to use all of the shape of your thumb as a tool to drop down the centre of your piece of clay, like this. Just keep your hands nice and relaxed on the side. Don't try and use your hands to try to drive your thumbs down. Just use the strength, but just feel it just dropping down nice and evenly. And you want to leave about 1.5 centimetres between the underside here and the inside here, and that will allow for shrinkage when it dries, shrinkage when it fires, and for me to come along tomorrow and trim the bottom of this, because that's the other half of this. You make most of the bowl on the first day, then you let it dry out a little bit, and you can trim it up, and you can really change the shapes quite a lot. So now I'm going to use my thumbs. Now I've got odd thumbs because I can make sort of that shape, but you can use the sides. I'm going to come down right to the very bottom, and then I'm going to open them out. So basically I've changed the internal diameter of my piece of clay, and you can do it more. So make sure you've got plenty of lubrication in there. If it starts feeling dry, you can always take your hands off. So every now and then, so see we've got that still that nice vertical wall. I'm going to try and keep that because it gives you the option of what you do at the end. So every now and then you'll see me do this. I'm going to use my middle finger and my thumb and the side of my middle finger for my right hand. I'm going to apply a little bit of pressure from all 3 sides. And it just takes the excess water out of there. Make sure you've got a nice even consistency. You don't want the top edge getting too sticky. going to slow it down a little bit more. We're going to widen the whole figure. Not too much. Make sure you've got plenty of lubrication on there, plenty of slip. So I'm going to use this hand here. I want to be able to keep this wall nice and flat. So I'm going to make a V shape and apply 2 points of pressure. If it goes curved, you tend to sort of push the bowl across, and we don't want to do that. So we want to keep it, so we control what's happening in that wall, keep it nice and vertical. But we want to make it get bigger. So I'm going to put these two things down the inside of the wall here. Try and get them so they're fairly vertical. And get your thumb onto your hand so it's stabilised it. And you watch, the whole thing's going to get wider. So we still maintain that nice wall on the outside. Just take any sort of excess out from the centre. Now I can start to move it up, so I'm going to slow it down just a little bit more. Now I'm going to do something called a pinch lift. So I'm going to actually squeeze in and make a little undercut. There. Reach in over the top. Use my finger and my thumb on both sides. I'm going to apply a little bit of pressure, and we're then going to move up in a shallow curve, coming up towards the centre. And as you come up, gradually release your pressure. And when you get to the top, gradually open your fingers away. And you don't have to move all the material all in one go. So we'll do that. And my assistant has just joined me here this afternoon. Which is a very gradual reduction in pressure. Because I've got long fingers, I can reach in over the top. But don't worry, if you can't, then there are other ways of bringing this up. It's bringing it up and in towards the centre, with a gradual reduction. So what you want is for it to be basically reposition the clay as you go up. You want to look at the top edge as well and see how much material have you got, how thick is that? So we're going to slow it down just a little bit more. And now I'll go from my pinch lift to a knuckle lift. So I'm going to use part of my finger here, try and get your thumb onto your finger there to sort of brace it down. Pull your other fingers back into part of your hand. I'm going to get my thumb here and really stick that on well and reach inside with these. And when you come to the top, swing your fingers to the centre, take your hands away. So I was going to do a bit of tidying on that little pressure, those 3 points of a pressure move on the top there. So now we can start to turn this into a bowl. So what I'm going to do cylinder, and now we're going to open that cylinder out. So I'm going to use the curve of my hand here to support it on the left hand side, and get these two fingers and slide them down the inside of the wall. Try and get your thumb onto your hand because it stabilises the whole thing. And basically we're going to lean the whole thing over. And that looks quite distorted, but don't worry. And there we are. And obviously we've got our basic shape here. We can do some more, so I can come in with my pinch lift. And we're just going to draw a bit more material. Very slightly sort of thinning the wall out, but still very gradually reducing my pressure as we go. Might slow it down just a little bit as well. Always make sure you've got plenty of lubrication on the surface there. A bit like golf, with always lots of new toys you can buy. So this is called a rib. So you can use this to actually create the shape if you need to make something that is, needs to be all the same shape every time you make it. Clean the inside out a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit of work on the top rim, just to sort of thin that out a little bit. It's really down to your own aesthetics as to what kind of thickness you like on your top edge. So we've got a little bit of extra material left on the bottom. So use one of these. It's called a needle or a pin. Very useful tool. I'm just going to drop this in, just sort of marking the natural sort of line of your bowl. So that's separated that away. You can come underneath. And then we can stop it, cut it, and peel it away. Sometimes it comes away nice and easily. There we go. Now let's get our thing there. There we are. Otherwise you can use other tools, just make sure you're not going to damage. Don't make it go too fast. So we're going to come in and do some more tidying on that tomorrow. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and we will see you very soon, hopefully here at Art Shop and Pottery. My name's Adam.